So the Connecticut Sun are having an awful time, aren't they? They really are having an awful time. And like they are genuinely now in a situation where they're like done. Like the franchise might not exist in 3 years' time, and now it's looking even more likely. And if you guys agree with this, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for 42,000 subscribers. Like, we literally 42,000 was our goal by the end of the month, and we have 41k obviously around the middle of the month. But like, we were at 41.6k. We were at 41.5k before Natasha Howard was signed, and we're at 42,000 subscribers, which is a berserk number. So thank you guys so much for that. But we got to talk about this. The fact that the entire team, I mean this, the entire team is now gone. I've never seen a team trade their entire starting five away, or let one of them walk and trade four of their starting five away in the one off season. I've never seen that happen before. In the history of basketball, I do not remember that happening. And we've now got a situation where the Connecticut Sun have done that. And the Sun legitimately do not have a they don't have a good draft pick this year. They got the 8th pick. They don't really have any like long-term elite future assets. JC Sheldon's okay. And they also don't have a unbelievable facilities. They've got, in fact, the worst facilities in the WNBA. They've got terrible facilities. Like, their facilities are so bad that players don't want to come there. So now you're looking at you're looking at a team that has got no facilities, no prospects. You got a decent coach, I guess. But, like, that's it. That's it. Like, you've got Tash Cloud, who doesn't want to be there. You've got Marina Mabry, who, no question about it, still doesn't want to be there. JC Sheldon, who probably doesn't want to be there. You've got an entire team of people that don't want to be in Connecticut. Half the team probably wants to go to freaking Boston. How bad is it? How bad is it being when you want to go to Boston? Like, these players were asking to go to Boston as a city. How bad has it been? How bad an experience has it been if they want to go to Boston? But we're like, it's just mental. It is just absolutely mental to see what is happening with the Sun. Like, they've got no players left. And now, they were saying with Unrivaled, any good Sun player is going to go and play for Unrivaled. And they're going to see what good facilities are like. And all these players come from top colleges. They're going to see what good facilities are like. They're not going to want to stay. Like, nobody wants to go to Connecticut. No one wants to stay in Connecticut. They are, for the lack of a better word, a well and truly poverty franchise. Like, they had been a poverty franchise, but at least they were good. Like, you can put up with all this stuff because at least they were good. But one thing when it comes to the Sun, like, I do feel bad. Somebody's going to have to tell all those kids that Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, and Dejanay Carrington are going to stop being at their birthday parties. Like, they need to tell all those, like, yoga classes that the Connecticut Sun, these players are no longer going to be appearing at their yoga class. But we have got now multiple teams with $100 million facilities. They've got $100 million training facilities. They've got all of this stuff. And now you have got like a team that plays in a rec center. And like even the Chicago Sky who play in a rec center, they've got new facilities. The Fever, who had been a poverty franchise for so long in the WNBA, are going to have possibly the best facility in the entire league very soon. So there's so many things where you're like, these teams are looking at it and they're like, okay, yeah, we need to fix something up. We need to do better. And all the other teams have. And the Connecticut Sun, of all teams, have just said, no, we're not doing that. I think there is a near certainty that the Connecticut Sun is sold. They're not going to build facilities. I can guarantee you in the new CBA, there's going to be a minimum threshold for facilities. And they're not going to do that. They're not going to spend a cent. They will not have their own training facilities. All of this stuff with Connecticut. They got lucky that they just had a really, really good team. But now, no. And this is assuming DeWanna Bonner doesn't come back. There is no way in hell DeWanna Bonner comes back. It's literally Marina Mabrey, Tash Cloud, JC Sheldon, and Prey. Like Nelson Adoda. They lost Veronica Burton in the expansion draft. Prey Layla Lacan comes over. And like that's the best you're gonna do. Like the Connecticut Sun are an absolute poverty franchise. And by the way, people are like, oh, why would they tank if they're gonna end up having to sell the team? Man, the team's worth a lot more with Juju Watkins than it would be without Juju. I reckon they keep the team till the CBA, and then there's gonna be a grace period where you need the facilities by a certain time, otherwise you're gonna have to sell the team. And within the grace period, the Connecticut Sun will have possibly, hopefully, for them, drafted Juju and sold the team somewhere else. Because the team's value increases by 40 million easily with Juju. So that would be something that I think the team will look for and the team will go for. But yeah, it is a huge, huge thing. Like an absolutely huge thing. And I still cannot believe what I'm seeing. I really can't. Seeing everyone gone for a team. But you've now got, like, Alyssa Thomas. I think Alyssa Thomas had no intention of leaving Connecticut. And then suddenly, Alyssa Thomas goes to Unrivaled. And all she's talking about is the facilities they have. Because obviously Phoenix were unbelievable. But now it's like these players are talking. You're seeing what Indiana are doing. You're seeing what Chicago are doing. You're seeing, I think LA are, I don't think they're building something, but they're getting the team into a better facility. Every team, realistically, other than Connecticut, like the Lynx facilities are okay. They still play in the Target Center. There's a lot of teams that are doing good things. There are some teams that aren't doing good things, but there's a lot of teams that are doing good things. And the Connecticut Sun, surely these players are looking at this and thinking, why do I want to be here? Like, Jonquel Jones was the first one really to leave. She called out the organization. And now you're seeing all the other players leave. And look, this was not a dynasty, but it was a 5-ish year spell where they were good. Like, from 2017 onwards, Jesus, did I say 5? It's been 7 years. Basically, from as soon as Kurt Miller took over, the team was good. Between Kurt Miller and Stephanie White, two very good coaches, the team looked really, really good. And despite all the drawbacks, all the reasons why they shouldn't have been good, they were. They had Alyssa Thomas, who is, I don't think Alyssa Thomas is a top 5 player in the W, but I do think she can be like a driving force if you surround her with shooters. Like, I don't think Bree Jones, she was on the best team in Connecticut. I can see Alyssa Thomas maybe winning an MVP next year. I can see her being in that conversation. I still put her at 4th in my MVP ranking. I got Fee 1, Caitlin 2, Asia 3, and Alyssa Thomas 4. And it's like, do I think that Alyssa Thomas is a top 5 player in the W? No. But being surrounded by shooters, maybe. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. What has gone on with the Sun has been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. And, like, there's no way that a team, like, that this team should be allowed to exist anymore. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, no, not one player wants to play there because of the fact that the team is not willing to invest. They're not willing to invest in their own facility. It is like, imagine if, and you might be like, oh, teams, like, they're in the league. Like, imagine if an NBA team, let's just say hypothetically, the expansion franchise. Let's say there's an expansion franchise somewhere, and they decided to play in a tiny arena, have no training facilities for their players, and told the players, you just go to the YMCA. That's all you have to do. Imagine if there was an NBA team that did that. That owner would be fired within a week. So Yeah, I think it's very likely that they're going to be forced to sell the team, because I do not see the Connecticut Sun getting better. Like, not getting better, but like getting better facilities. I really don't. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.